What name did your family force on you that nearly ruined your life? My parents named me Chastity because they were deeply religious. The problem is, I'm a guy. When I was born, they were convinced I was going to be a girl. Had the nursery painted pink, bought dresses, picked the name Chastity months in advance. Then I came out with different equipment than expected. Most parents would pivot. Mine doubled down. They said God gave them the name Chastity in a dream, and changing it would be defying his will. My dad even showed me the journal entry from before I was born, where he wrote the name down after praying about it. Kindergarten was brutal. Teacher called my name on the first day, and this kid named Marcus shouted, "That's a girl name." The whole class started laughing. I tried to explain my parents were religious, but that just made it worse. Kids started asking if I wore dresses at home, and by second grade, they were calling me Chastity Belt. I got shoved into lockers, had my lunch stolen, came home with bruises, and my parents said it was building character. My mom would quote Bible verses about persecution while I cried in my room. Third grade, I started telling people my name was Chase. It worked until this kid's mom volunteered in our class and saw the attendance sheet. She asked the teacher why a boy was named Chastity, and the teacher explained it was religious. That mom told everyone at pickup. I heard parents whispering and pointing at me. One dad even came up to my parents and suggested they reconsider. My mom told him to mind his own business and we don't question God's plans. Middle school was somehow worse. I started going by Chad. Told everyone that's what my friends called me. It actually worked for almost a whole semester until parent-teacher conferences. My English teacher mentioned how well Chad was doing in class, and my mom interrupted her in front of the entire waiting room full of parents. That's not his nickname. His name is Chastity. We don't believe in shortcuts or hiding from the truth. I wanted to disappear into the floor. The next day at school, everyone knew. Someone had recorded it on their phone and posted it online. I started skipping class, eating lunch in the bathroom, wearing hoodies even in summer to avoid being noticed. My grades dropped and my parents blamed it on me losing faith instead of the name they forced on me. I tried talking to my youth pastor thinking he might help. He told me to honor my father and mother and accept the name they gave me. Said it was a test from God. Freshman year of high school, I tried to get it legally changed, did all the research online, printed out the forms, needed parental consent because I was only 14. They refused. My dad actually ripped up the forms in front of me and said I was being influenced by secular culture, that I needed to be stronger. My mom cried and said I was rejecting their love by rejecting the name they prayed over. I started saving money. Every birthday, every Christmas, every dollar I could get. Worked weekends at a pizza place washing dishes for minimum wage. Told my parents the money was for college, but really I was building an escape fund. By junior year, I had $800 saved up and I hired a lawyer to see if I could change it without them. Turns out at 16 in my state, you can petition the court if you prove the name causes significant harm. My lawyer was this older guy named Mr. Peters who took one look at me and said he would do it for half price. He asked if I had evidence. I pulled out 3 years of incident reports from school, printed Facebook messages where kids mocked me, screenshots of online posts, a letter from my guidance counselor documenting my depression and anxiety, medical records from the school nurse for stress headaches. The court hearing was on a Tuesday. My parents didn't even know about it. The judge read through everything, looked at me and asked one question. If you could pick any name, what would it be? I said Carter James Morrison. He signed the papers right there. 20 minutes and I was free. I walked into school the next week as Carter James Morrison. New ID, new records, new everything. Told the front office to update their systems. My first period teacher called my new name during attendance and I almost cried. Nobody laughed. Nobody whispered. It was just normal. My parents found out 2 days later when the school called about updated paperwork. They showed up screaming in the parking lot about how I betrayed God and destroyed our family name. My mom was literally sobbing, saying I was going to hell. My dad said I was no longer welcome in their home unless I changed it back. I looked at my mom and said, "You named your son Chastity," and expected him to thank you for it. You chose a name over your child. Then I got in my car and drove to my best friend's house. His parents let me move into their guest room. Been living there ever since. My parents still send letters addressed to Chastity Morrison. I return them unopened every single time. Last I heard, they tell people at church that I ran away and joined a cult. Whatever helps them sleep at night. I'm just glad I'm finally Carter.